You sit with lots of folks who are thinking about the church right now, where its decline, where it's headed, all those kinds of things. How does some of that inform how best to healthfully live in this moment when, especially when we're talking about mainline Christian denominations, we have been and are in a large decline, as far as I understand. So I've heard.
I think I've heard that in a couple stats. Yeah. Well, here's a conversation I had with my dad about a church that he's been a part of, where he says it's a dying church. My dad's a retired pastor. The church he goes to, he says it's a dying church. What do we need to do to bring it back to life? And we've talked about, lots of things going on in their church and in the world and the decline of churches. And it kept making me wonder, what if you're getting in the way of what God wants to do with that space? Who says that you're the ones to bring that space back to life? Maybe some things do need to die so it can come back to life. Maybe you're not the right people to be occupying the walls. Maybe that needs to be a community garden or whatever, or a new school or a housing space. Why do we think it has to look like what it's always looked like? The point of resurrection is that it's not the thing it used to be. Otherwise, it's just resuscitation. Resurrection means the thing has died and now we have something new, something unrecognizable, something unfamiliar, maybe uncomfortable at times. I mean, I love the thought of, when you eat any piece of food, you can ask, where did this apple come from? Where did this carrot come from? And you could say from the ground, from the tree, but what actually made that what it is? It's the other things that had died that went into the soil. So the thing I'm eating, if I'm honest with it, it is made up of all the other stuff that died that made this thing possible, that is not those things, but exists because of those things. So compost the church and let's see what the 22nd century version of this experiment might be. Right. It's easy to try to live where we were, but we need to actually be honest about where we are and where we're going. And I think where we're going can't just be a reflection of where we've been. I got a rearview mirror here. See, I mean, you gotta to know where you're going, you gotta know where you've been, but you can't drive the car staring in the rearview mirror the whole time. This thing, there's a reason why the windshield's bigger than the rearview mirror. So I think too often the church and spends its time staring at the rearview mirror and crashing the car.
I love that. That'll preach. In fact, it just did.